blanket, something to sit up on, possibly a block or two. And if you would, go ahead and have that seat with your hips lifted above your knees. And we're just going to crisscross applesauce here. So just find that comfortable seated place. And if bending your knees is not comfortable for you, it's okay to have your legs out. And then if you would, just take your gaze to being a soft gaze, possibly to the ground or your lap. Or close your eyes completely and begin to listen to your body. A couple of things about yin. You will be holding poses for a little longer than normal, depending on your normal. And as you get into the pose, I'd really like for you to find what your body considers its first edge. Now that's a term that Paul Grilly, who is an amazing yin teacher, uses to really kind of let you know that first place that your body says, maybe let's pause here and see how I feel. So I'd like for you to discover your first edge in each pose. And then once you settle into that first edge and breathe into it, if you want to go a little further, then please use your breath to do so. If you need to ease out at any point, so say you go further and then go, oh, maybe not, listen to your body. And that is the biggest intention you can really set for your practice today. So if you would, since this is our first morning in together, let's set a mental intention, sankalpa, heartfelt intent, to truly listen to our bodies. Begin to find that edge. Notice how your body warns you. And then notice that you can breathe in and release. It's a lot of things to say for an intention. So let's just intend to listen to our body. And then as you're seated comfortably, begin to notice your breath. Allow yourself to breathe even more deeply. Begin to notice your tailbone as an anchor. With each inhale, you're breathing more deeply. And with each exhale, you're letting go. Notice the heaviness of your hips, the bend in your knees, your ankles, or even your heels as they touch a surface, whether that's your carpet or blanket or your mat. And as your core engages and you breathe deeply into your belly, let's bring those shoulder blades up to the ears into a deep shrug. Pausing for a moment here with breath, and then as you exhale, rolling them down your back. Let's do that 2 more times. With your inhale, the shoulders come up. With your exhale, they squeeze together behind you and roll down your back. Nice deep inhales. And letting go with your exhale. Now, you don't have to open your eyes throughout the whole practice unless you want to. If you're ready to open your eyes, let's uncross our legs. Take them long in front of us, rotate the ankles, moving gently. We're going to come off the bolster, but we will come back to it. So go ahead and whatever you were seated up on, just to let it come behind you, whether it's a pillow or a blanket or a block. Bring the pads of the feet together. We're going to come into butterfly, and then I'm going to cue you to use blocks with your butterfly. So that's up to you. So if you want to use the blocks, you can. If you don't, that's fine too. Take a nice deep inhale. Breathe into your body. Notice how it feels, what it's bringing to you. And then as you exhale, we'll trace those legs forward, coming into a very gentle butterfly fold. And notice that first place that your body says, pause. That's the first edge. That's that magical place that we're looking for. The place that allows us to listen and be. And as you settle into this pose, bring your attention throughout each place in your body. Now you can let your head be heavy and your neck lengthen. Or you can leave your gaze towards the top of your mat in a neutral place. Notice the shoulders, that gentle opening as the forearms press downward. Maybe your little butterfly is a little higher. Maybe your hands are here. Wherever you are today, maybe your head's on your heels, acknowledge and breathe. And then from our heads, we'll work our way down to the neck and shoulders, working your way down the spine. Just gently allowing that curve of your spine to happen as your head becomes heavier and you settle into the stillness of this pose. Notice with each exhale how you settle just a little more deeply. Notice the anchor of your tailbone. Notice the opening and the heaviness of your hips and thighs. Allow your body to be heavy, anchored to the space, grounded fully. And use your breath to work your attention throughout your body, releasing and letting go. Remember, if at any point you want to breathe past that first edge and come a little bit deeper, it's always allowed. We have a few more breaths here. So allow yourself to settle again and find stillness. And then beginning to notice and come back to that gentle awareness. Releasing yourself from this pose, we'll gently walk the hands back, coming back out of this butterfly. Blocks and props can set aside. Let's take the legs long. And just almost like you're taking a really big first morning stretch, begin to move those knees just like it's a paddle boat, moving the ankles up and down. And as you do so, allowing the hips to just kind of get a gentle wiggle side to side. Notice how you're feeling. Be aware. And then let's take those ankles wide, coming into dragonfly. Now in dragonfly, you can always use a blanket to support your knees. So Doug, you would be someone I would recommend using the blanket for because it allows your legs to open gently. Ankles fall open. Take a nice deep breath. Block can be your friend. This is not quite as long of a pose, but we will be here for a few minutes. So go ahead and take the flesh out from underneath your thighs. So you're lifting in the back, settling into that tailbone as a grounding. Okay to be on a blanket with the tailbone. And then as we ease into the dragonfly, again, I'm going to ask you to do the same thing. Begin to find that place that your body says pause. Start there. And your chin can be facing towards the top of the mat. You can allow your head to fall forward here. You can use your block or two. I love when I see people do this in class because it means they're really listening to their body. So find your space. Settle into your dragonfly. Let's just let our ankles fall open this morning. We're not going to really force anything. And as you settle in, begin to notice, taking your attention from the heels to the toes, from the ankles to the shins, from your knees to your thighs. Noticing once more the heaviness and the grounding of your hips and your tailbone. Your core muscles are engaged and your back feels good, whether you're in a gentle curve forward or that nice ramrod straight. Whatever feels good to you. And as you find that first edge, breathe into it. Become aware of why that's a pause. And if you would, don't create a story around it. Don't say, oh, that's my bad knee because of whatever. Just notice that your body is protective, that your body wants to keep you safe. And when it adds that pause, that gentle pressure of, let's pause and wait here. It's like a crossing guard for your protection. And once you've done a few breaths in that first edge, allow yourself to ease maybe just a little bit more into this pose. Become aware of each place that you notice that helper, that crossing guard. Now you guys know my Mr. Rogers fascination. I just love him. And thinking about our studio as the Friendly Neighborhood Yoga Studio, it's always great to talk about helpers. That's a Mr. Rogers term. You know who the heroes are because they are the ones running towards whatever crisis there is. So if you consider your body helping you in such a way, it's a protective, it's a hero, it's a helper. It's so much better than considering it a less than or a detriment or a problem. And take another nice deep inhale. Begin to come back to that gentle neutral. Walk your hands back towards the torso and set your props aside. To counter pose here, we'll take the knees along in front of us again. We're going to use the blanket and the bolster very soon. Just take a second, move everything. To counter, we'll come into a half butterfly with that right knee bent. Pad of the foot can come into the thigh, or if you need to leave your knee open a little bit, please do. With your next inhale, engage your core, sit tall. We'll turn towards that left ankle and extend out, just letting that side body lengthen. Let's do 3 good breaths here. And easing slowly back, we'll switch sides. These are counter poses, so we don't do them as long. Very important. And notice, my low back actually just popped. So just kind of notice what your body's saying. Oh yeah, that feels great, thanks. I appreciate you for helping me out. And then after that 4th exhale, we'll come back to center. Let's meet in tabletop. Again, we will come back to the bolsters and the blanket. I'm going to use the blanket underneath my knees right now. Once you're in tabletop, let's do 3 good sets of cat-cow. So wrist underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips. With that inhale, the belly drops, the head and tail raised. Notice the low back. As you exhale, back arches, head and tail tuck. Moving gently with your breath. And then coming back to that neutral. I think I did 4 actually because it felt so good. Toes touch, knees widen. Let's come into child's pose. Walk those hands out. Pressing your shoulders downward, breathing into your body, noticing how everything feels. Really press into the hips. Each breath nice and full. Knees are open. Shoulders and forehead working their way towards the floor. With your next exhale, bring your body back up onto the forearms. We're going to come into either your tadpole or your frog. So bring the forearms down, spread those hands out like starfish, and then we're just going to widen those shins. And this one will not be a 3-minute hold, don't worry. But I do want you to breathe into this, really become aware of inner thighs, become aware of those hips, the heaviness of your thighs and your hips once more. Allow your shoulders to feel comfortable. If you need to separate your elbows, then do. You shouldn't be adding all of the weight to the middle of those shoulder blades just to open those hips. As you breathe fully into this, just noticing everything your body's bringing. If you need to ease back from the frog and come back to the tadpole, that's absolutely fine. Just bring those toes back in. Just a few more breaths here. With your next exhale, we'll bring those toes together. Bring the knees together. We're walking back to tabletop. And let's pause for a moment here. Just taking those knees to a comfortable space, just that gentle back and forth, sliding those hips to each side, adding a little bit more movement. And then we'll bring the knees and ankles together. Walk those hands out into your extended puppy. Your tailbones are in the air. Your arms are lengthening. You can come to the forearms or lengthen those arms completely, pressing into the palms and the forehead. Whatever feels good to you. And as you breathe into this, just notice that your heart is open. The other name for this pose besides extended puppy is melting heart. Your heart, your arms come to the mat. Notice how it feels as you settle. Notice the stillness. And then easing the body back, coming once more to those forearms. Curl the toes underneath you. Let's lift that tailbone to open. Let your head fall between those arms. Let each breath be nice and full. Allow your head to be heavy here. Lengthen those hamstrings. Notice the neck, the shoulders, the entire spine. As you exhale, we'll come back to those knees. Walk the hands back towards the torso. Coming back to tabletop, let's cat-cow counter pose. With your inhale, the belly drops, the head and tail raise. With your exhale, back arches, head and tail tuck. Moving gently. Noticing each thing your body brings to you. And we'll come slowly back to center. Now we're coming back to the bolster. So bring it back. And then if you would, have your blanket and your blocks close by. Once you have your seat, take a nice deep breath. I'm going to give you two options here. You can do shoelaces or fire logs because I know that shoelaces is not accessible to everyone. You know me, I always want you to feel like you succeeded. So I'm going to give you the modification to do so. So blocks, hips are on a blanket, bolster, or pillow. Even a block, you can be seated on a block, but it's not going to be as comfortable. All right, with shoelaces, your right shin comes parallel to the top of the mat. Bring the right knee over so it's centered. Then you're bringing that left knee over the top of it. Shins come. Sorry about that. My do not disturb was on, but it didn't matter. All right, the modification for fire logs. Your right shin, instead of being centered with the center of the mat, will come over to the right side, right knee, right side. Then you bring that left heel to the top of the right knee. So you notice I use a block to use it as a prop. You can also come here if you need to. I've seen people do that. Some people do this. Whatever your body says feels right. The whole thing about props is there's really not a wrong way to use it because your body's going to tell you what feels right. So this feels great. Shoelaces would be the most extreme version of this. In fire logs, we're going to flex the toes back towards the shins. And you're going to breathe into this. In the shoelaces, which is the first one I showed you, you really want to make sure your shins are pointed forward. A lot of people want to tuck the heels back. They're coming forward. Think about the bunny ears. And then as you sit tall, your core is engaged, your breath is full. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Once you've noticed those hips and you've settled in, allow the thighs and the knees to become heavier. We've got that core engagement going on. Each breath is full. Now we're going to add our arms. So if you would, let's bring those hands out, reaching through the fingertips. Bring the shoulders back together behind you. Now I've got the left on top this time, so we're going to do that with the arms as well. We're going to wrap in those eagle arms. Left on top, right comes around. Breathe into this. As you exhale that sixth time, unwrap. So about 30 seconds with the shoulders. We're leaving the legs where they are for now. Just bring your hands to your lap. We're still going to work on those shoulders. Bring them forward. Bring them up. Bring them together. Squeeze those shoulders. Roll them down your back. Very gentle movement. Noticing the warming of your legs and your hips. Just being aware. And as you roll the shoulders, feeling that release from discomfort, the release of unease. And then releasing the shoulders one more time. Go ahead and unwrap your legs. Bring them long. Take a second, move the ankles, move the knees. With your hips on the bolster, if you want to bring your hands to your sides, or if you can bring them behind you, then do. We're just going to gently windshield wiper here. Just let those hips go back and forth. And then we'll come back to center. Shoelaces for the opposite side. Takes that left knee to center. The shin comes forward. The right knee comes on top. Both shins come forward. I did fire logs on the first side, so I'm going to do it on the opposite as well. So with the fire log, your left knee is on the left side. Not as extreme of a stretch for the hip. And then again, right ankle on top of the left knee. And you'll notice I use the block as a prop. My hips are up on the bolster. My breath is full. And my core is engaged. Let's breathe into this. Settle into your hips. Notice the heaviness. Breathe into your body. If it feels right to flex those toes back towards the shansendu, but again, you never want to cause pain. Should never have a sharp pain here. Just me, I'm the pain in the neck, right? Breathe into this. And then when you're ready, we're bringing the arms back out, coming back to our eagle arms, reaching out with those fingertips. The shoulders come back and together. This time the right arm is on top as you wrap. Each breath nice and full. As you release that last exhale, begin to unwrap your arms, bringing them to your palms back to your lap, arms comfortably to the sides. We're going to do the shoulder rolls backwards this time. So if you would, let's bring the shoulders back, squeeze them together, then bringing them up to their ears, rolling them down the front. Very gentle movement, but noticing and breathing. And then letting go, just allowing yourself to find stillness once more in this space. Noticing the heaviness of your hips, the bend in your knees, the pressure of your ankles. With your next exhale, we'll unwrap here. Go ahead and take any props, set them aside. Once those legs unwrap, lengthen to your little paddleboard. And then again, we'll bring the hands behind us, doing our gentle windshield wipers. Just noticing and breathing. And then coming back to center, go ahead and remove your bolster. Let's make our way onto our backs. Go ahead and remove blankets, but you'll need them close by. We're almost done. Once you're on your back, you can rock. You can gently ease back. Once you're there, let's bring those arms comfortably out to the sides, gentle windshield wipers. Just noticing the shoulders, any warming, any tightness. Letting your hips shift gently back and forth. Same thing, noticing the heaviness, noticing any tightness. As a quick counter pose, let's extend that left leg, bring the right knee to the left hand, and we're going to roll onto the left hip, bringing that right leg across your body in a very gentle twist. Then coming back to center, extend that right leg, bring the left knee to the right hand, roll onto the right hip, bringing the body across. And coming back to center, go ahead and find your place for Savasana. If you need to rock those knees just a little bit more or rock your spine, please do what your body says feels best. We'll take a moment for counter poses. And then when you feel ready to find your place for Savasana, please go right ahead. If you would first begin to notice your breath, allow yourself to breathe as fully as possible. Each inhale, adding energy. Each exhale, releasing things you no longer need. Tightness, tension, discomfort, letting it go. As you consider our practice in the ways that we found our first edge today, really just became aware of our body and the things it needs us to know. Your quote is from Thoreau. You must live in the present, launch yourself on every wave, and find your eternity in each moment. Sometimes in yin it feels like an eternity, but when you come out it feels so amazing. Allow yourself to take that mental trip throughout your body, from the tips of your toes to your heels, ankles, calves, shins, kneecaps, thighs, noticing your hips, the fire in your belly for the rest of the day, allowing your entire torso to release and relax. Shoulders melt, head and neck relaxed and heavy, arms comfortably to your side, all the way from the biceps to the elbows, forearms, wrists, and fingertips. Notice you. As you consider that full awareness of self, begin to come slowly back to awareness of the world around you. Wiggling those fingers and those toes. Opening your eyes when it feels right. And making your way slowly back. If you need a few more minutes to stay where you are, please feel free. If you'd like to come back to seated, I'm good with that too. I'll say thank you for joining me today. Namaste, my friends.